Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I immediately clicked the wrong one. Of course I did. How's everyone doing? Continuing to work on my top. I did not get to work on it at all this weekend. Was quite busy reading books for class and working on my first sermon. I do still have something to write for class, but I needed a breather. I think I'll work on it tomorrow though. But yeah, that was fun. How's everyone doing? I have, since last week, seen Iron Lung twice now. I saw it on the 30th, and I went to go watch it again last night. Quite fun. I hair in my mouth. God, there's. Free my tongue. But I really enjoyed Iron Lung. I think it came out quite well. I think Markiplier did a great job with his performance. Of course, the other actors that I only know Markiplier name wise. But yeah, watched it again last night. It was very fun. Did some theorizing with some other moviegoers afterwards. Um, but no spoilers, don't worry. I'm just gonna say I enjoyed it. What else? Ooh, it was my dad's birthday last weekend, so we did that, and he's been doing some, I believe it's called Storyworthy, not sponsored. Um, like messaging stuff, and so it's like we present him with like questions about like his childhood because my dad's really bad at sharing personal stories, and it kind of comes together to like create a book of just like stories about my dad's life, which I think is really cool. And then my brother got him golf club lamp, which was pretty sick. Pretty sick if I do say so myself. It's kind of funny. He could not get the lampshade to stay on, and he had to be very careful moving it. I was I think we were all kind of disappointed food wise though. So my steak was cold. It was also my first time having a flat iron steak, and it was cold. My mom's steak was cold. My dad's food, I don't think he got a steak, was cold. My niece's spaghetti from the kids' meal was spicy. I think the only steak that was still warm was like medium well. We finished our like salads and soups, and then it was like another 10-15 minutes before we actually got our main dish, like our main dishes. It was rough. Like we don't typically have that bad of service when we're at this restaurant, and it's not like they were busy, but like not packed. If that makes sense, like you can have a like efficient, but like the kitchen was also like freezing cold, so we don't know if like something was going on from there because we were sitting next to the kitchen doors, and every time they opened those doors, just a rush of cold air was running flowing through. But yeah, it was a bit disappointing food wise. Also, none of us believed my niece when she said her food was spicy. And so oh, hi, baby. We got our guests. Hello, sir. You want pets? You want attention? He's like bright eyed and bushy tailed. There we go. He just wants cuddles. He's just a little guy and he just wants his little cuddles. I don't know what he's looking at. But his like tail's flicking. Oh, he's done with cuddles. He's off to explore his own world. There goes. But yeah, it was a good, movie. I will say, like, just because, like, the restaurant food wasn't good. Hello, Tenties. How you doing? I have. I feel like it's been a while since you've been in chat. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm talking about how gone to see Iron Lung twice. Last weekend was my dad's birthday, and it was a situation where we went to like our classic restaurant that we always go to, and the food wasn't good, but the like people were good. Like the chatting and the like enjoyment was fun and enjoyable, but yeah, the food wasn't it. Also, who makes a spicy kid spaghetti? Like the kids meal spaghetti should not be spicy. No, no one. It was really good. I've gone twice now. I enjoyed the second rewatch, just as much as the first one, if not more, because like was like trying to find secrets and hidden details, which I thought was really cool to see. Yeah, I will say, I don't think I would go to see a third time in theaters. Not because I don't think I can get more from it, but more so because I want to be able to like watch with subtitles, be able to get like some of the exact dialogue that was said, because like there are some things that you can get implied dialogue, but it's can get just difficult to hear, audio wise. And I want to be able to pause when I want and try to get a better look of certain scenes and see what's going on. So I'm kind of like thinking and excited to like see if I can get it on like Blu-ray or DVD, maybe digital download when it's available. I would prefer to have it like a physical, like I think it would be really cool to have a physical copy of it. I do wish there were the like fun popcorn buckets available at the theaters. Unfortunately, there weren't, but oh well. I will switch to like the main crochet cam for now at least. But yeah, it was really good. Markiplier was great acting in it, I think. I will say it was a bit more of like I enjoy it as a movie in itself. It is more of like a psychological horror than a slasher horror or um like it's very a specific type of horror. So I think if you won't like this type of I think it's one of those movies where if you like it, you love it. If you really don't like that horror, like that style, that's because it also is very unlike a lot of movies that have been coming out recently that just spoon feeds you everything, and like they they don't wrap everything up in a nice neat bow. There are a lot of mystery still, and so it's a slow psychological slow burn psychological horror movie. And so I think people that don't like that or they want all of the answers in one movie won't like this. And I think that's like part of like the criticisms that I have seen of the movie has specifically been those aspects of like it didn't answer all the questions. It's too slow. No, I think the acting was great. I will say personally, it took me a second to realize it wasn't like Markiplier. It was the horror movie character, like the movie's character, not Markiplier, solely because it's the same voice, you know. But I think it went really well. Even having some of the critiques going into the second time, I didn't really feel like it impacted me too much. You know, I didn't go into the movie and be like, yeah, all these criticisms are 100% right. I was like, no, I think it was good. Still. And I think I was more excited seeing it the second time. But so that's what I did last night and on Friday night. And then Saturday was my dad's birthday dinner, which, like I said, bad food, good people. I don't know if we'll go back to that restaurant again. It is like our tried and true classic restaurant that we go to, but like if the food's not going to be good, why would we keep going? Um what else? What else have I been up to? I've been just like busy with class, like getting my book reading assigned readings done, um getting my presentation ready, all that jazz. Presented on Tuesday. I think it went well. So, I think the biggest feedback I got was to make sure I'm enunciating properly and I didn't get muddled mouth. And I think two factors that were leading into that is that I had popcorn right before presenting because the presenter before us handed out popcorn. And then on top of that, I think getting sidetracked very much threw me off from my train of thought. And so I was kind of like grasping to where to go next. They were intentional like disruptions to see how you handle that. Um Even though to like some degree I was kind of annoyed because they said they weren't going to do that. But it is what it is. It is what it is, but that also means I didn't do any crocheting outside of last stream for this project at all. Like, nothing, nada. I do have another project that I have pretty much all done. I just need to, like, weave in ends. So I might bring that into stream. But we'll see how far we get on this top. I'm hoping to, like, just actually make progress on it, because I don't think we did a lot of crocheting last stream. We did a lot more of assembling of a mirror, which is stationed away in the bedroom now. I've enjoyed it. I've used it to get my Markiplier movie theater earrings out. Yeah, I think it's nice to have there. It works. Stores my makeup nicely. And my other jewelry, not just my makeup. Bootsy's been a good boy. He got his flea treatment on Tuesday, so I think he was a bit annoyed at me. We did a fun surprise for my coworker where we decorated the office, and then we got into work super early because he's always the earliest into work, so we got there extra early to see his reaction and surprise him. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'd say. We were quite tired though because we were there so early. I think we were all quite tired after that. We have some folks from out of state in getting trained, which has been fun. They're fun folks. You know, nice camaraderie. I will say I'm talking a lot more because I've been one of the folks doing the trainer. Yes, sir? Can I help you? Someone's calling. Can I help you, Bootsy? Do you want something? No? He just wants to talk to himself, I guess. To each his own. I don't know where he went. I can't really see him. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? He's inspecting the back of the camera right here. What is it, sir? I boop your nose. I boop your nose. He's a cutie. You gonna come back? Yeah. You wanna go down there? Alright. Doesn't want to sit on the lap. I see that's how it is. It's fine. He doesn't have to love me. It's fine. It's not like I raised him or anything. Oh, I had some ravioli and pesto yesterday. First time having pesto. It was pretty good. It was solid. The ravioli, I don't typically do a cheese ravioli. I've always done a meat ravioli. It was good. I have a weird thing about cheese, so it did I did have to I could only do a half a serving. Whereas my friend, the person that I had over and that we shared the meal with could have the full serving. I hit my limit at half. I had the other half at lunch, and I can tell one of those boxes is, or a quarter of one of those boxes is about my limit, because during lunch as well, when I was having those leftovers, I also hit that same limit, which was about half of what was left on my plate last night. Which, it's just a thing that I have with cheese. I have the same thing with eggs. It's like you realize you're eating eggs, and you're like, I can't have any more eggs, and you start gagging. Yeah, that happens with me for cheese. It was, again, the egg effect. Yeah, it's like you're eating. I typically do 4 scrambled eggs, and it's like halfway through the 4th egg, like whatever would equate like 4 eggs on my plate. Like about the time I get halfway through that 4th egg, I start getting this effect. Sharp cheddar cheese, I'm also relatively fine with, as long as it's not too thick. So I'll do like a very thin grilled cheese sandwich that I really like, which with like sharp or mild cheese I'm typically fine with. I can do string cheese as long as I'm like pulling it. I'm not gonna just like eat string cheese. I'm fine with Parmesan cheese. However, the moment Parmesan cheese starts like melting so far, it starts becoming more of that Alfredo. That's when I get like, I start getting that even with Parmesan cheese. I can't do like Kraft singles, can't do mac and cheese. I can't do like lasagnas, because that's typically a mozzarella on a lasagna or like a ricotta. That's too much for me. I did have to laugh. My mom made me a special lasagna for, I want to say Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was one of those 2 holidays. And she's like, I made it meat free. And it was like, Mom, meat is not the issue in lasagna for me. It is the cheese. The cheese is the common factor that I struggle with. But I was able to like eat most of it, and then I just, for the second serving, because I was still hungry, I just ate the noodles and left all the cheese. I feel bad, but like it feels wasteful, but like that's what I got served. That's what I'm gonna be able to eat, you know. But again, I like lasagna. I like these things. It's like I have a limit. I can only do so much in one sitting. Actually, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to eat lunch because warming it up. I once it cooled back down, it was fine. It got back to a good texture, but microwaving and reheating the ravioli immediately hit me with the scent of that I can't stand. Weirdly enough, though, I am good with like sauerkraut and like blue cheese. Parmesan doesn't give me that like gross vomit taste that it does for some people, unless it's in that melty stage. Olives I'm fine with. It's one of those weird things where it's like I like those like really controversial foods that like a lot of people just don't. Now let's switch back to the crochet cam. But yeah, I it was good. I just enjoy. I wish, like, part of me wishes I wasn't like this. Like, I also don't do sushi because it's just too too fishy, if that makes sense. I like, especially the seaweed of sushi is just too much for me. And so it's one of those things where it's like there are just certain foods that like fully put me off. I acknowledge it. I recognize it. And so whenever I go to a restaurant, I have been trying to like try more foods and like be less picky. I will say cilantro is one of those foods where I it is not one that like everyone like some is hit or miss for some people and is a hit for me. No, I fully get soapy for cilantro. It's also it's not like immediately when you bite into cilantro I get it. You have to like chew cilantro. Um I get for me. And so that's something I learned recently. But it's one of those things where I do want to try foods. I have my comfort foods that I know are like good for me that I can eat. And I don't like wasting food. So the idea of wasting food is what always makes me nervous with trying foods. If that makes sense. Like I want to be able to go to a restaurant and have someone else order. Hello, Vlad, how are you doing? But I always want to like go to a restaurant, have someone else order the food I want to try, and I'll order something safe that they would also be willing to have and like fully like if I can't eat it, they would eat it for me. But like I also like feel bad and don't want to burden someone with that, if that makes sense. I also know I don't do spicy. Like that is another thing of like I just can't do spicy foods. Cold spicy, hot spicy, so like things that are too minty, minty is like cold spicy for me. Anything with like peppers or I don't do hot spicy. I've gotten slightly better with hot spicy of like I can have some level of tolerance, but I would prefer not to be eating the food. If that makes sense. Where it's like if the food is in front of me and it has some level of heat, I might like swish it around my plate and eat it slowly so that I can get fuller sooner. And like the leftovers can be someone else's problem. But I will try to eat some of it. with my niece's spaghetti that I took home from this weekend. That was spicy, which I don't know why a kids meal spaghetti was spicy. That's terrible on the restaurant. That's like that is just a restaurant problem. Switch into blue, by the way. But like that's just like poor menu design on the restaurants. But I took that home because no one really believed her it was spicy. Like my niece is like pickier than I am with a lot of things, and so we didn't fully believe her when she said it was spicy. And my brother was the only person that tried it. Um, and unfortunately, he also had like a jalapeno dish that he had already started eating. So he couldn't actually tell if her food was spicy or not because his mouth had already kind of been tainted with the spicy of his own dish. But yeah, I think it's wild. That night was just wild. But yeah, also I feel like I'm getting better about trying food. I tried sushi for the first time recently, and yeah, it just isn't for me. I can still go to like a sushi restaurant and get like a lo mein kind of thing instead cuz I like the noodles. And that's absolutely fine. It is one of those things where I like if someone likes spicy, more power to you. I mean, I grew up in a household. My mom loves spicy food. Like she just loves it. She adds Tabasco to like anything and everything when possible. It's not for me. Like I think my frustration more so of not liking spicy is solely because my mom does like spicy, and she would get upset if I don't want to eat her cooking because she made it spicy, or she added an ingredient she knew I doesn't don't like. And it's one of those things where it's like I get every meal doesn't have to be catered to me. However, if I'm coming over and like visiting and she is making food for like my dad and myself, why would you choose to put the energy into a meal that you know I'm not gonna like and then get upset I don't like it? I think that is my bigger frustration when like people get upset about me not liking those like spicy dishes or certain dish. It's like spaghetti is an example. I think onions need to be cooked a certain way in spaghetti, and I also very specifically do not like Italian sausage. It's not that I don't like meat in my spaghetti. I don't mind meat in my spaghetti. I don't like specifically Italian sausage in my spaghetti. And so when you make a spaghetti sauce and you know, like, why would you add Italian sausage to the spaghetti? And then get mad, I don't want to eat the spaghetti because there's Italian sausage in it. That's more so where, like, frustration with those kind of things come from. Yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't eat it, or I'd eat around it, or I'd eat other things at the table, you know. Like I do still get upset in the sense of if you want cooking to be your love language, then then show that by cooking something that you think both parties would love. Or if like cook experimental cooking is your, passion, do it when you know a picky eater won't be eating. Ooh, ooh. Food safety is a big thing. My mom always does hats, first in, first out. She wears aprons. So like she it's one of those things where this is not me saying my mom's a bad cook. My mom is an excellent cook. She's an excellent baker. Her baking style just does not match up with my taste buds, and I think that has been like a huge point of conflict growing up for the two of us. And part of me feels bad, like she got stuck with a child like me when that's her cooking style. But the other part is like she has had over 20 years to adjust, so don't still get upset. That's more so. Yeah. I mean, for me, I unless I'm doing like leftovers and was like too tired or don't have bread in the house like right now because I haven't gone grocery shopping in like 2 weeks. I so like my lunch is currently like leftovers from like last night or um I have sauerkraut right now that I'm bringing to lunch solely because it's food. Ooh, I bet I could bring some like blue cheese and microwave pouch of wild rice to work tomorrow. I might do that. Might do that now that I'm thinking about it. But anyways, sidetrack aside, I I like the food. I like I am trying to expand my palate, try new things. I brought it for lunch today. Turns out literally everyone else in the lab I work does not like sauerkraut. So actually no, one of them is fine with sauerkraut. They just don't like mushrooms. But yeah, it was addition to my lunch. It was my palate cleanser after I finished the ravioli I had because during lunch I also hit my limit on the ravioli as I finished it. But it was solid on lunch today. I did make everyone and some of my coworkers gag by pulling out the sauerkraut, but I enjoyed it and I just ate it with a fork. Cause why not? What else? What else? My coworkers thought it was very cute the ravioli I had because it was like heart shaped ravioli. It was very cute when they brought it over. Oh, it made me happy. I thought it was very cute. The weirdly the red didn't like it did stain things and like didn't stain things. I don't know. They were like red heart shaped ravioli. And then one half was like just plain noodle colored. What else? But food was good. Oh yeah, for lunch I do typically have a peanut butter and cinnamon sugar sandwich. That is like my safest food is peanut butter and cinnamon sugar sandwich. Growing up, if I would not eat dinner, whatever was served, I would just make a peanut butter cinnamon sugar sandwich. That is my go-to safe food. I, it was also like the first dish I learned. Like it's a sandwich, but like it's the first thing I learned to make growing up. It's just peanut butter, some bread, and then we take an old like frosting container, like just McCormick's I think is the brand, whatever. Campbell, it can be Pillsbury, whatever. Just a plain frosting container, add a bunch of sugar into it, add some cinnamon, close the lid and shake it up. Um Growing up, someone actually gave me a cinnamon sugar grinder, so it was like larger chunks of cinnamon and larger chunks of sugar, like sugar crystals, like larger ones. And so cinnamon sugar is not just like a me thing. Growing up, I for sure thought it was a me thing. No, they sell them in stores. Like they sell them like as a like grinder in stores. So it's not just a me thing. I was pleasantly surprised by that fact. Like, I'm sure it's not the healthiest, you know, because it's just a bunch of sugar, cinnamon, and like some bread and protein, peanut butter. But I'm not complaining. It is delicious. It brings me joy. I will supplement everything else with like fruits and veggies. I don't remember the last time I had a vegetable though. Does pesto count as a vegetable? Well, I had sauerkraut last night or for lunch today. Sauerkraut's a vegetable because it's cabbage. So okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I had a vegetable today. Don't forget to stay hydrated, y'all. Did I cut that? I did. Yeah, Bootsy's not hanging out right now too much. He already knocked down his little plane guy that summons him. Oh, I got back into reading a webcomic that I had started reading several years ago now. And I just like dropped off reading it at one point and I never picked it back up. And so I decided like the last couple of days to fully restart reading the whole thing. It's so good. It's called The Croaking. And it's like aviary political like they're aviary people and there's like classism and all that. And it's supposed to be kind of like a romance and there's like romantic undertones between characters, but like I'm into season 2. I'm almost done with season 2 and literally nothing's happened. The most I think they've done is like cuddle to sleep. And that was solely because like one of the character has like severe anxiety and nightmares. And literally knowing another person was there was the only way they could sleep soundly. So but it's a good comic. I'm enjoying it. I've been powering through it. I just want the characters to kiss, but it's fine. I still haven't watched Heated Rivalries either. People keep telling me it's good. You'd think I would have watched it already. Nope. Nope. Been too busy. Been keeping up on my true crime though. With watching some Bows vs. the World and her she did a video on the au pair murders. I think I said that wrong, but maybe. I don't know. Au pair. That's a wild case. That, like, I don't think either of those people are, like, good at all, but I get one of them's taking a plea deal to make sure the husband actually gets put away. But it just doesn't change the fact that someone's passed, unfortunately. I don't know if that was a little delayed, so I don't know what you're agreeing on. If you're talking about also the au pair case. But it's a interesting case. Like, I don't think sauerkraut. Yes, sauerkraut is great. I love sauerkraut. Sauerkraut, blue cheese, olives, pickles. I think there's like a very common taste palette between all those. I think they're all very like tangy. Yeah. I will say I know it's like supposed to be like so nice going to a restaurant to get like a good cut of steak, My favorite type of steak is like a ribeye that my dad grills himself. Like I think those are the best. Like that is the best like steak ever is like it's I don't think it's ever been topped. It's just my dad did such a good job at like grilling steaks. Like there have definitely been bad steaks, but I don't think those were fully his fault. I think it was just he got a bad cut of meat like from the butcher kind of thing, or he was trying a new cut of steak or whatever. But like those I don't blame my dad for. Besides buying them. But you don't know because they're like typically wrapped. You don't know until you cook them sometimes how they react to the heat. But a Christmas ribeye with some mashed potatoes, some mashed baby red potatoes, and asparagus with Parmesan cheese, butter, and maybe some like Mrs. Dash seasoning. So good. Just so good. Like it's just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. It is one of my favorite meals. Oh, man. Now I'm like, okay, can you guys tell that I haven't had dinner and I'm just hungry because all I'm doing is talking about food? I don't really want to order food though because I had Culver's this week already. Culver's was my reward for giving my presentation. So that was my reward to myself because that was nerve-wracking. And I didn't feel prepared going into it. But I got there. The interruptions actually helped me get there. I did kind of panic at the end and I didn't end a prayer, so oops. Oops. Oh well. Typing, I couldn't spell sauerkraut off the top of my head either. I don't think either of you spelled it right technically. I think it's something like this. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. It's a AU. E. Driven is hard, ja, ja, ja. Yeah. But I don't know German. So I only know two phrases and I'd only share one of Dutch. And it's not even Dutch, it's technically Fries. Um which is like a very small region of Holland. It's like I have a very distinct dialect that my family um like my ancestors are from, and they have like it's very similar to how like Portuguese is to Spanish, where they're nearly identical languages. Well, I guess a better example would be to like English to American, like British British or Australian to um like the US. Like that kind of language difference. Yeah. But it's all in one country. And so the one phrase I'll share is "Schmarakaadaka gut," which is Dutch or specifically Fries for very very good. Um, but yeah, that's what my dad taught me growing up. I don't know if my dad knows any other Dutch besides the other phrase that I won't be sharing tonight. Solely because it's swearing. And even though this is an English stream, I yeah, these are the only reason I know these two is because they're two phrases that like got drilled into me. The only reason I also have like Germanic like accents that I can do is from probably watching YouTube, but also because I grew up in a very Germanic area. There's a lot of Germanic families settling, and so I worked at a German supper club. So we had Oktoberfest, and you know we have the Berggarten, Spätzle. It's very food specific. I can do some Germanic fruits. I can do Germanic food accent. Bratwurst, Bratwurst, sauerkraut. But I will say brats with some sauerkraut, beer brats with some warmed up sauerkraut. Ugh, it just fills my soul with joy. Spätzle. I honestly don't really like Spätzle. I think it's just like I think it's more so because I want Spätzle to be noodles and it's not. If that makes sense. Like I just wait like when I look at Spätzle, I want it to just be like taste like buttered noodles and that's not how it tastes. And so I don't think I could like mentally get over that. Also my friend's dog sitting or technically his brother's dog sitting. It was very cute. But we've been talking about Iron Lung like all day, like a bunch of our theories. Kas Kaspätzle. Kaspätzle? Spätzle? Käsespätzle? Käsespätzle. Spätzle? Käse? Käsespätzle? Queso? Kaspätzle. I'm probably butchering it, and I'm sure. I'm sure. The old Kaspätzle at Christmas. Yeah, I feel like that's a choice people would make. No, it's I want to give too much about the supper club that I worked at, but it was interesting. Cars, cares, care, ka, case, care, cares, zel, spatzel, Kaiser, spatzel. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. My mom is calling me. Ah! My mom didn't hang up as I came back. I thought she was gonna hang up. Um, my mom just called about cables and stuff that I need to look at, but I don't know. So I'm back. So Carousel Spatzel. 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 Carousel Spatzel. Carousel Spatzel. No, Carousel Spatzel. Gotcha. Sorry about that, y'all. My mom killed Sue. Answered. I am her tech support, so she calls me for tech questions. Even though I currently don't have my phone, I'm so frustrated. I don't have my actual phone. My brand new phone that I got in December killed itself. That's the best way I can describe it, because they needed to order a new motherboard. Replacing the battery didn't work. Factory resetting this phone didn't work. No, they need to fully replace the motherboard. And they're ordering it. It's getting shipped from Texas, but it's not even expected to be delivered here until next week. So at least it's still under warranty, but doesn't mean I'm not annoyed at all. But what do you do? So now I'm just using my phone from 2018. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Could be better. Wish it was better. But whatever. Whatever. But I did say to my parents, it's probably good practice to have a spare phone at all times in case something like this ever does happen again. I just updated my computer. What do you mean? I delayed stream to update my computer. What do you mean my computer needs an update, bro? Just see the update icon. I was like, I did that before stream. Rude. Rude. I'm gonna do a candy break. Hold on. We got our green apple Krabby Patty. Pretty Patty, sorry. I swear I can open this. Maybe. There we go. So good. I'm going now to my sour patty. I still think they should have called these the nasty patties. Not because I think they're nasty, but because that's the only other, like, canonical Krabby Patty. And they kind of look nasty. Because, like, look at the
like all crystallized. I'll switch back to this one. Uh, I might cave and get food, honestly. All right. I feel like we're making some good progress on this. Oof. I think we're gonna have a nice, like, I'm gonna have to check to see if I want to end with blue. Going around, circling this blue. $25.65. I will not be doing Five Guys. That is a $25 order. Why would I spend that much? So. What do I want to do? Can I not get a shake from Portillo's by ordering online? That's so sad. That's so sad. Portillo's shakes are so good. Alright. I ordered my food because I'm just hungry. There we go. I also hope it gets here fast because Portillo's is so good. But we're going around. About blue. I do like the blue though. It's so pretty. We're going around. I think I'm gonna get a length vibe. We got I think doing a length check after this round. I know like either way I'll be doing one more round because I'm not gonna have one random round be 3 when everything else is 4. But because this teal is like the end of the cycle, I think I kind of want to just like get a vibe check on it. Right. Okay. Let's switch. Okay. I feel like it needs to be, yeah, it needs to be longer. Like, I think this, even as a crop top, is too cropped. Oh, cracked my back. But yeah, this has to be longer either way, so. Gonna make sure one ear is off because we don't want another Pizza Hut incident. I look a little silly, so let's just switch to this cam. Ooh. I don't know why they're doing two dashers. Like, part of me doesn't get why they're doing two dashers because, like, I did do two different restaurants, but they're like right next door. Like these restaurants are right next to each other, so I don't know why they needed a second dasher, but whatever. But we're gonna do, after the blue, some purple. I kind of want to make a bookshelf. I don't think I'd be good at it, but like I wanna. I don't know. But we got our fourth row. We got purple up next. We're making so much more progress. Like, I think the last couple streams I've been a little sporadic. But yeah, we like this. I still love these colors together. Like, yeah, this is my wearing, but like a little moody. But yeah, um I enjoy using up this yarn. I know some folks don't like using this yarn. I don't hate it, you know? But yeah, I think this is like largely gonna be a cutesy look. Ah. I was trying to find command strips in my apartment. I know I have some, but I feel like I lost them when I did some rearranging in my office. I don't remember where they are. Because what I want to do is I want to hang like some stuff in the background. You might not see it in the background for sure. I might put some in front of me, but like I kind of want to like clear some things off my desk, but like still have like my fun decorations. Because I like my fun decorations. So, I mean, I even have like, look at this decoration. I can't hang this guy, but like an octopus in a jar. You know? Man, I'm watching I'm watching this person drive to my place from the restaurant. They went the least efficient way. Like this was really like this place is like a block from me. They hopped on like a highway to get to my place from this, like they did not need to hop on this highway to get to my place. They're like, this was like, that, because like the way I would go, you basically miss every single stoplight. There's no stoplights. Whereas this way, you just hit stoplights. Let's see how long they're stuck at the stoplight. Alright, my food's about here, so I'm gonna pause. And so we're gonna put the BRB Bootsies in Charge stream up. Haha. And I will zoom out. I'm also gonna kind of set this to the side a little bit, like right here. We're gonna pull out our dinner tray. That is just like the keyboard board, that my little dinner mat. And prep and get up so I get my food. I'll be back. Okay. I will say I greeted both Dashers at the door. It was fine, but also like slightly uncomfy because the first Dasher was a kid, so I'm guessing Dasher just had their kid do their like running to doors. So I didn't say anything. And then the second one, who also took the highway, by the way, so I think this is a DoorDash problem and not necessarily a driver problem, because, like, DoorDash get better maps. Yeah, they had, like, a double dash. Like, I went to McDonald's and Portillo's. They're right next to each other. Like, they're literally restaurants right next to each other. You didn't need to, like, send two different Dashers. They both went on the highway. That, like, to get to these restaurants, to my place, you don't need the highway. Also, I need ketchup. Okay, I'm back. But the second Dasher, I like to say my name to them so they make sure they're giving it to the right person. And so I was like, oh, my name. And he didn't say anything except, like, he gave me the food and then he just went, beautiful. And I was like, okay, thanks. Like he just stared at me and appreciate the compliment, but also kind of creepy. Not gonna lie. But Bootsy's just gonna be interested in the bag, so. Haha. Okay, there we go. Okay, the burger's a bit deformed, but burger. No, I'm not gonna do that. I enjoy my food. Hello, butterfly. How you doing? Over on YouTube, I'm eating burger. I will say I was kind of laughing slash feeling a bit wasteful on ordering these two things because they sent two different DoorDashers to deliver these items. These restaurants are right next to each other, and then they were super wasteful and got on the highway instead of literally like there's a more efficient way to get from these restaurants to my place, and I know there because I live a block away. They got on a highway. They like I don't know why. It was ridiculous. Fries. Booty. I've been good. I've been doing a lot of stuff for my class. Doing a little palate cleanser before I fries. Let's be honest, it's because I picked it up. I had to have some. But I feel like I've been doing well with my class. I haven't been crocheting much this week, so today's been making a lot of progress on this shirt. We've done at least 8 rows, I want to say. Maybe less. Maybe I'm exaggerating. But we did transition from purple from pink. No, he started in purple. No, we were in pink. We transitioned from pink to blue. Hi, Gizmo. Oh my gosh, we have the crowd here. We got Gizmo back too. I've been doing great. How have you been? How are things in France? I'm just having a little dinner break with some burgers and fries. And some McDonald's sundae. We'll be getting back to crocheting in a bit. The entire first half of the stream was just talking about food, and I was getting really, really hungry. I think if our only topic of conversation hadn't been food. Oh, you're such... Butterfly switch from YouTube to Twitch. Yeah, we got all the old crew. Well, oh, I stream during work hours now. Shucks. I know, I haven't been, like, streaming on Saturdays at all. I've just been, like, busy every weekend. I have, like, a retreat this Saturday that I'm going to. I'm going to, I think, a concert. I'm not really sure. I got invited to something on Friday. I said yes. It seems interesting. I can't really figure out what it is. It's a concert thing? Oh. Vlad might know. But yeah, we got all the crew. Yeah, I hope so. Also, it's really weird. I think technically speaking, Gizmo and Butterfly have the same they got applied the same color. I don't know if that just like means something different, but you guys have the same color and it's kind of throwing me off. Yeah. I still haven't read that book you recommended. I can't find it in English anywhere, so sorry. I will say I've updated my like little stream overlays a bit more, so we've got like a second close-up cam to see the crochet stitching. All right, get back to work. You know, thanks for stopping by. It was fun having you. Hopefully we can find a time. Hopefully I can stream at one point where you can come on again. Man, it's been a while since we've seen Gizmo. That was fun. So, Vlad, I don't think you. If you're still here, if you didn't know, Gizmo's one of the first viewers that we had, and they were from France. And so this was when I was like streaming every day, all day, for like a month straight. When I was just getting this channel started. And it was like 14 hours at a time, so I was able to like hit a bunch of people's time zones. But yeah, so it's been a hot minute since we were here, so Butterfly, you were there for this. You were there when I was doing this. You were the first one to find me. That wasn't apparent. This was when I was doing my 13-hour streams for like a month. We'd have like 3 different meals. Yeah, they were long days. But we'd still do what we do, like we're doing now. Is like I would stop. I might make food. So what I would do is I would use this headset and I would flip down the mic. Because it was before I got this mic, which is a bit nicer. But I would make food and still talk to you guys from the kitchen. Bootsy's inspecting everything. Mm-hmm. Hey. Sir. Sir. But yeah, I didn't expect people to. Oh, ooh. That can be a long day. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to just like chill, listen, and I will continue to ramble on in the background. That's absolutely fine. I've been told my voice can put people to sleep in a good way. Not like it's a calming voice, I guess. It's not a droning voice, is from what I've been told. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to eat food here. Yeah, investigate the ketchup. Ooh, cookies, new game we found for him on Disney. Very fun, very fun. Long fry. Very solid fry. This is an interesting song. Okay, roasted veggie tomato soup today. Ooh, sounds delicious. It's been a while since I've had tomato soup, I feel like. Tomato soup's such a banger. I feel like tomato soup is a creamy soup that's not a creamy soup, if that makes sense. Like I think it falls under the category of a creamy soup, but yeah. Like, I feel like it kind of has a creamy texture, but doesn't feel the same way like traditional creamy soups have creamy textures. I don't know if I'm describing that correctly. No, I had last night we had some heart-shaped ravioli. It was very cute to eat. With some pesto. It was good. I could eat only half of my serving. Okay. Can either. I like tomato soup in general. As long as it's not spicy. I had spicy tomato soup twice. Neither time did. The second time was better than the first time. Because the first time, it was just really spicy. And, I couldn't put it to my mouth. The second time, it was a very subtle spicy. And so I was fine until I got towards the end of the soup bowl. Because it built up so much. It got really spicy by the end of the soup bowl. I also didn't have, a grilled cheese sandwich to go with that soup. So I had nothing to, balance it out and cleanse the palate kind of thing. Yeah, I also don't do spicy. Spicy is not my jam. But the ravioli was good. Had it before going to see Iron Lung for the second time. Iron Lung was great. I clearly have watched it twice. I would be willing to see it in a third time, but I don't know if I want to go watch it a third time in theaters. Solely because I want to be able to pause it. And I want, the subtitles. So Iron Lung. Markiplier, who's a massive YouTuber, directed and starred in it. I think it was phenomenal. Some very cool Easter eggs. I won't give any spoilers, but I think, for me personally, I would want to watch it with subtitles, so that can barely... It just came out. It came out, Thursday night, Friday. Into theaters. And I really enjoyed it. And it was very fun. Watching it the second time was just about as fun. So it was just really solid. It is a horror movie. And it's a very slow build psychological movie that doesn't give you all the answers. So it might not be everyone's taste, but I also like it in the sense of like it doesn't give you all the answers. It leaves room for questions. It doesn't talk down to you. Like you can theorize around this movie, which I think is fun. That's fair. It's like claustrophobic kind of horror, like eldritch horror. So, and that's fair. It's one of those things where both times I watched it was right before I went to bed, and I was fine. And I'm also a person who like I have really vivid bad nightmares. This one didn't really give me nightmares, but it was like because it was a very human psychological. It wasn't a monster psych. I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't call it scary. I wouldn't call it a scary horror movie. It was a very suspenseful horror movie. With like minor jump scare moments that could like startle you. I mean, yeah. This is not me saying you have to go watch it, but I will say I give it the stamp of approval, but also recognize it's an acquired taste. So, if you don't think you would feel comfortable watching it, if it doesn't sound like it's your style, you don't have to watch it. Like, I remember when I watched Smile for the first time, I was sleeping with the lights on in my house multiple nights in a row. Like, my energy bill was sky high for like a week straight because I was so spooked out. So, but this did not do that to me. I think it also helps that I was also very excited about the lore and the like secrets behind it than the like horror behind it. If that makes sense. So like I think for me, because it was Markiplier and I was more excited for it than like afraid of what was coming. I love a McDonald's hot fudge sundae. Even when the hot fudge has like just become cooled fudge. So solid. All right, I'll be right back. Boots is gonna be in charge while I get rid of all this. All right. Oh, I'm cold. Whew. Bundle up. Where's my heating pad? There it is. Okay. Ugh. The mega blanket. I know. I got 2 of these, and they're like the best thing ever. They're so cozy. I can like be extra wrapped in it. I can hang out with people. My mom uses it when she spends the night and sleeps on the futon. My mom's like super not picky when it comes to sleeping, and so like She gets weird about me even like putting the futon into bed mode. She'll sleep on the futon as a couch. This one is oh no. Something froze. I think my computer froze. I don't know what's going on. Can you still hear me? How are other things working? Okay, I think that's still working. I don't know. 7 pillows. Okay, I have 2 regular pillows. Let's crochet and talk at the very least. Most frozen? Are you like cold frozen or like things broken frozen? Cause like weirdly I can still see that moving, but like my other like my mouse isn't working. Okay, just cold frozen. I get that. I think something broke over there. So everything else seems to be working, so I'm gonna try to refresh that page and hope it fixes that. Yeah. But I think my mom, I gotta skip the song. So it weirds me out. I will say this lo-fi does like fully destroy my rap, so like you can't tell what songs I actually listen to at all. No, I did when my mom comes over to visit, she uses this blanket and then she sleeps on the futon in couch mode because I think she feels it's more comfortable because it's like supporting her side by having like another person almost. Also, I'm gonna immediately pause to put on lip balm. This is my Vaseline lip therapy. This is the rose one. I recently finished my first one of these containers. Not the rose one, it was just like the original. Bootsy made it so hard because he kept hiding it on me. Like, he would knock it off the nightstand and, like, put it somewhere else. Like, put it in his toys bucket and stuff like that kind of things. The little scoundrel. Very cute, but also a little scoundrel. I think I just gotta close that. I think that just crashed. History. There you go. Yeah, but he would just like, it would be, I'd find it in the morning in the toy bin. I'd find it in like, where else? Just under the couch or under my bed. Like, it never made it out of the room, but like, it was close. And I was like, dude, why are you hiding this on me? Because like, I was so close to finishing it. And I did. I finished it. And now I have like one of those medium-sized, like larger ones next to my bed. And then I have the small ones for like traveling and stuff. So I have one in my car, one in my work bag. I had one in my crochet bag. I don't know where it is. It might literally be the one I actually finished. So I might have to figure out something. Okay. So blue. Next we do purple. Purple. On to purple next. Excuse me. It's like cold in my office for some reason. I think it's because like I my thermostat in here is like really persnickety. It will either constantly be running or like always be off. Which is like kind of annoying. But well, I'm only really in here on Thursday, so maybe I just like turn it up on Thursday nights and go from there. I don't know. Gonna cut this. There we go. But yeah, now we've switched to the purple. Switch back to the purple. We're gonna keep getting longer and warmer and see if I can get my arm covered. But yeah, we'll do another 4 of purple at the very least. See if it's long enough. Right now, it did not go past my chest, which is what I wanted. So, I don't know if I want to make this a full length top or a crop top. I might go through the whole color cycle again. That's what I might end up doing, I think. So, because the purple is the start of our color cycle, so we might go through all of them and then do some. I think we'll do a little bit of length on the sleeve. I don't think I'm gonna make full sleeves. I think what I might just do is finish off the blue and like do some edging on the sleeves. Because the sleeves are currently only 2 rows. So I think I'm just gonna make true short sleeves. There we go. We're locking in, right? Right, we're locking in. We're geared up to go forward for this, right? There we go. There we go. Can we still see? Yeah. There we go. We're pushing through, pushing through. Gonna go around. I like this purple, but I feel like the purple's a little bit duller than the pink and blue. Like, the blue is so beautiful. Like, look how rich this blue is. I feel like it's not fully coming through, but, like, this blue feels really rich. Like, this blue just makes me happy. Yeah, so I'm going. Ah. Let's see if we can summon Bootsy back. Man, it's still spinning. Wow. Come on, Bootsy. Ooh, I never cleaned that. Oops. We're pushing around. We got the purple. We're locked in. Bootsy's not joining us. It's fine. I don't want to cry because Bootsy doesn't want to come over here. It's fine. we're locking in. We're focused on our stitches. I've been doing a workout. This week's been so hectic. I actually have been like only working out every other day, and it, like, I don't think it's like necessarily bad, but it definitely feels like it's been throwing me off. I don't know. Like, it's just I have not had the time this week to do it at all. I will say I don't really have Valentine's Day plans either. Like, I got church because it's on Sunday. Also, who's excited that February is a perfect month this right year? Like, it started on a Sunday and it's gonna end on a Saturday. Ooh, so satisfying to look at. Made another round. So we are going to hello on YouTube. How y'all doing? We made a round, so we're gonna flip around. There we go. But yeah, I'm doing a stack single crochet as my increase stitch instead of just chains because I feel like that looks nicer. Or it blends in better with double crochets. And I just kind of like that better. Ooh. Alright, we're going. But yeah, I wish my phone was back, but I got like 3 or 4 weeks back till then. So it'll be what it'll be. I'll eye roll it, but accept the fact that I'm annoyed. Oh. I got like tingles in my foot. I will say that food, it hit solidly. It was great. I gotta like finish this water though. This is from last night. Oh, hitting the microphone with my pillow. Alright, there we go. I do, yeah, I don't know. I do think I'll at least do all the purple. I might do a like length check after the purple is done to see if I should do pink and blue, but I think it would be satisfying to go like through the whole pattern again. If it's like still like the length short of like one row, I think it would be fine to go back into purple and just end with purple and then kind of like start and end with purple kind of thing. back here. I bet Bootsy's in his cat tree right now. Not the one over here. Let's see. Let's check to see if he's in the bedroom cat tree. Oh, he's on the bed. Didn't even make it to the cat tree. He's just on my bed. Alright, there we go. We're working through, working around. Go. Ah, I'm getting like thrown off. Just like staring at it, staring at the project. Gonna crochet the fast if I stare at it faster than if I was like looking up. But there we go. Halfway through the purple. The skein itself is starting to mouth. Oh. But I do feel cutesy in this outfit. I feel like this, like, I love these pantsuits. I want more of them, but yeah, like I said, I don't have any Valentine's Day plans right now. I have church because it's on a Sunday. I might, you know, see if I can have plans. But nothing set yet. But if I end up going out somewhere after church, I probably won't bring my cat to see my parents because, like, That's a lot back and forth for him in a short amount of time. But then my dad's gonna be upset because he's not gonna have his Valentine, my cat. I will say, I think I'm gonna end at 2.5 hours instead of 3, solely because I wanna get actually bed at 9. I feel like I didn't get to bed at 9 the last couple days. So I think what I'll do here, flip it. We got the 3 rows. Oh. My mom's texting me. Oh yeah, she called me earlier. I bet she's finally sending me all those photos. I think my mom called an HDMI USB cable. I was really confused because she was like, the USB broke. I'm like, I don't think you really plug USBs into TVs. You know, like you don't, you just like USBs don't plug into TVs except if you're doing like, yeah, those are HDMIs. But I was really confused when she was describing these. I don't know if he just broke 1 or 2, but those are HDMIs. Yeah, those aren't USB. Those are HDMIs. It is what it is. She doesn't need to know for sure what those are called, so excuse me. Oh, you're all good. You're all good. I knew you were kind of going to bed to like using me as a sleeping background noise. That's absolutely fine. Feel good. If you need to say goodbye, for sure say goodbye. Um Currently I was just looking at starting to plan for a raid, so looking for different YouTube channels to possibly raid. It's not letting me like unmute this stream to like hear what's going on. So hold on. Yeah, I think we can do this here. Let's do this one. All right, we'll start the raid. Okay. All right, let's raid. Woo! You as well. All right, for those still on YouTube, thank you all for joining me. With that, bye. Oop, it's not.